I really like Jake a lot, but once he's in that ring, he has to fight like his life is dependent on it, because it will be.
I mean, the skill level alone, now of course, there is a size difference, a height difference and all that, but he's just gonna struggle so much landing a shot. It's just gonna look bad.
When in your career are you going to actually fight a contender in your weight class and not do gimmick fights?
In a stunning twist, boxing icon Mike Tyson shocked everyone with an unexpected appearance at the Jake Paul versus Gervonta Davis press conference. The atmosphere instantly shifted when Tyson delivered a fierce warning to the YouTuber-turned-boxer. Speaking with his trademark intensity, Tyson urged Jake Paul to fight as if his life depended on it, reminding him that stepping into the ring with a relentless competitor like Davis is no joke.
You saw Jake Paul's fat body videos, and if you think he's taking his training seriously for you.
Listen, I think he's taking it very, very seriously because his health depends on it. And yeah, he's nobody I'm not looking past him. I'm taking him lightly at all.
The upcoming clash between Jake Paul and Gervonta Tank Davis has evolved into more than just a boxing match. It's become a full-blown spectacle. The fight has officially been labeled an exhibition bout, a decision driven largely by concerns over the huge difference in weight and size between the two fighters. Reports indicate that the Florida Athletic Commission declined to sanction the match as a professional contest due to that imbalance. Under the newly agreed terms, the fighters will compete in 10 3-minute rounds, both wearing 12-ounce gloves, and knockouts will still count. And a surprising twist, the fight's outcome will be determined by 2 human judges and 1 AI-based scoring system, an experimental move aimed at bringing more fairness and objectivity to the scoring process.
Jake Paul versus Tank fight is getting really weird. Gervonta looks scared for his life because the rules are out. They're crazy. Oh, so everyone thought that the fight was at 190. Instead it's at 195, and this weight difference is scaring the life out of little Tank.
Over 10 3-minute rounds.
I said it was 190.
The next dispute comes with the gloves. Little Tank is used to fighting in 8-ounce gloves. Baby glove. This fight will be in 12. Hands might be too small. Oh, so Tank just fought in a 12 3-minute round fight against Froch. Yes, and now he's fighting in 10 3-minute rounds, which isn't too bad. Well done, Jake. Exhibition though, can he win? Yes, he can actually win. It will be overlooked by 3 sanctioned judges. So you can actually still win and knock him out. But here's the trick. It's body punches only. And there's a reason. That's because Tank said, look, this is a bit unfair. I don't want to punch up. I want to punch at my head height. Where does it fall? At Jake Paul's belly. Oof. So apparently we've heard there's no knockdown rules, but aside from that, it's a pretty well-rounded fight. Oh yeah, and there's some drug testing involved. But
recent reports suggest that Gervonta Davis has significantly bulked up during training camp, now weighing close to 160 pounds, despite never officially competing above the 135-pound lightweight limit. This dramatic jump in weight places him much nearer to the catch weight agreed upon for his exhibition bout with Jake Paul. The added muscle could improve Davis's durability and punching power, potentially transforming him into an even more dangerous and unpredictable threat inside the ring.
Gervonta Tank Davis, it's my prediction that Gervonta Tank Davis is going to weigh in on the night of the fight against Jake Paul, knocking on 160 pounds. Don't be surprised if he's 157 pounds, something like that. You guys see this footage? Look at Tank. Now, if you know what you're looking at, the guy must be around 150 right now, 153, something like that. And you can really tell when he's sideways. When you look at him sideways and see the depth. See, from the front view, you can't really tell. But when he turns sideways, the guy is a wrecking ball. He's literally a baby rhino out there. And I think that is the idea for him to bulk up and be a little powerhouse out there. And I'm all for it. I'm gonna tell you in this video why I think that's the best thing for Tank and why I think he will be knocking on 160 pounds.
Veteran trainer and boxing analyst Teddy Atlas believes that Gervonta Tank Davis is as close to a complete fighter as the sport has today. He praises Davis not just for his explosive power and knockout precision, but also for his sharp counterpunching, his ability to set traps, and his exceptional sense of distance inside the ring. According to Atlas, Davis combines patience, strategy, and composure, always thinking several moves ahead instead of relying solely on raw strength. In his view, These qualities make Davis one of the few elite lightweights with all the necessary tools to potentially outsmart and defeat a fighter like Jake Paul.
The only other time he was in, for the fans to get mad with that, was against Fury's Tommy Fury, but it wasn't that level, obviously, and all the size things you just rightfully pointed out. But he would have been in there with, I mean, it seemed crazy. You're going to go in there with a guy who was a two-time heavyweight champ and a gold medalist? Wow. Even though the guy's, at a twilight part of his career, still.
And you've given a lot of credit and props to Jake Paul on this show of helping get more eyeballs to the sport, but the way he takes it serious and goes about his approach and his work to this craft, that he does take it seriously. With that being said, when he announces Tank Davis, I'm getting tired of these gimmick fights and him loading the deck up. Whether it was Chavez Jr. or an old Mike Tyson, or we could go on and on with some of the UFC guys and the great Anderson Silva at 46 years of age. Tank Davis, great fighter, current fighter, world champion. We know how good he is. Been a top 10 pound for pound guy for you for the last few years now. But he's 5'5" and 135 pounds. This sounds like it would be a 195-pound fight, an exhibition. Wouldn't count on their records. Not a whole lot of other details other than it will be in November, and it sounds like in Atlanta. But I've said enough. I just want to hear your take. What do you make of this news with Jake Paul and Tank Davis?
But, and I'm smiling a little bit. But back in the day, I love the 1800s, 1700s, my friend out there, 1700s, whatever. But I love the old-time fighters. They were catchweights. And there was guys like Sam Langford. I know Sam Langford shouldn't even be compared.
Despite Gervonta Davis's elite skill set and newly bulked-up physique, former super middleweight champion Carl Froch has voiced serious concern. He warned that Jake Paul's size and unconventional punching power could pose a real danger, noting that Davis isn't accustomed to taking shots from someone that Big Froch's comments echo a growing unease throughout the boxing community. Many see this matchup not as a true contest of skill, but as more of a spectacle, a risky experiment where legitimacy and fighter safety remain major points of concern.
Just here at Los Naranjos in Viva, España, and I found out that Gervonta Davis is now fighting Jake Paul. So Jake Paul was supposed to be fighting AJ. Eddie Hearn announced 99% done, which we've just spoke about. What next for AJ? Potentially Jake Paul. But it now looks like that Jake Paul is fighting one of Anthony Joshua's legs. He's fighting Gervonta Davis, somebody who's a quarter of his size. I don't even know what's going on. Has Eddie Hearn been played? Let me know what you think, but the AJ fight with Jake Paul's finished. Gervonta Davis, fake Paul, November. I don't know what's going on in the world of boxing. This is an absolute joke. What next for AJ? We'll get into this, and there's so many questions I want to get into in the next episode, but I hope you enjoyed this one. And yeah, I just thought I'd give you a quick update because the news has just come in, and I'm just trying to relax and play a bit of golf, and I can't. I've got to get it off my chest. I'm going to add it to this video. Hope you enjoy it. Don't forget, if you haven't already, hit like, share, and subscribe to the best channel in the business, Froch on Fighting, and we'll see you very soon.
Carl Froch has issued a strong warning about the safety risks surrounding the upcoming Jake Paul versus Gervonta Davis exhibition, pointing out an estimated 65-pound weight difference between the two fighters.
My name was mentioned at his press conference and he shit himself, and the fight was just absolutely fucking diabolical. Again, I've said before, he's not a professional boxer, he never will be, and he proves time and time again that he's not a professional fighter. So, Jake Paul, go on, piss off.
I mean, I don't really take Jake Paul that serious. He can't really box. He can have a little fight, he can have a swing. He swings away, stands up straight, and he throws punches, but it's not professional boxing. Because when I watch him box, he does so much wrong. It's just, everything's wrong. It's so bad. He's got leaky defence. He telegraphs his punches. Like, you put him in with someone his own size, it was a professional, and it's a mismatch. And you'll see that if he ends up fighting somebody. Tommy Fury, bless him, he's a pro boxer, but he's inexperienced. He's got no amateur pedigree. He's a raw novice, or maybe just above the raw novice. I was saying earlier, where would I put him in terms of levels? He'd do well to win a British title. He's at that sort of level, and then from British title to world level, it's like different worlds. It's like totally different. It's like a different sport.
Following Jake Paul's dominant victory over Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., many boxing analysts have begun to ask a key question. Is Jake Paul truly ready to face legitimate top 15 or top 20 contenders? Rising prospect Emiliano Vargas has shared his thoughts on whether Paul now deserves those types of matchups, but much of the boxing world remains skeptical. Promoter Eddie Hearn, for instance, admits that Paul is making noticeable progress and could eventually earn a WBC ranking, yet he insists that many seasoned, proven fighters still deserve to be ranked ahead of him. This growing debate highlights the ongoing tension between Jake Paul's soaring popularity and the question of whether his previous opponents have truly tested his readiness for elite-level boxing.
Any of them hurt you? I just think Chavez didn't get started. That's the only thing. I mean, you can't win. I want to be world champion. Zerto looks slow as shit tonight. You can't win if you don't throw, you know, so it was kind of like the Ryan Garcia Rollies thing. You know, Rollies didn't, I mean, Ryan really didn't get started, so, you know.
What did you think about how Jake looked and fought?
Hey, you know what?
You're very tough.
If he sucked ass, he sucked ass, but he actually looks pretty good. There's people who walking in the gym, you can tell right away if they can box or not. So he can box, he's selling out, you know, obviously this arena, and the only thing I can do is take a page out of his book and, you know, put it towards my showmanship, so.
You think he's ready for someone like top 15, top 20?
I mean, look, you know, he knows who to fight. Obviously, he's, you know, growing in his career. If he really wants to make a career, I wish him nothing but the best. But I just think that, you know, it's going to be a little longer until then.
Thank you, Emmy. Appreciate it. Oh, give us an update about you. You got a date coming up.
July 26th, Madison Square Garden. I'm ripped up, I'm ready to go. Ran with Manny Pacquiao yesterday, and you know, 15-0 on the way. Let's go, baby.
Thank you, I appreciate it, man.
At the same time, many veteran fighters and boxing purists have voiced strong opposition to the idea of Jake Paul receiving a WBC ranking, arguing that it could undermine the integrity of the sport. Among the loudest critics is heavyweight veteran Derek Chisora, who insists that true boxers earn their rankings through years of dedication, grueling battles, and victories over credible opponents. From Chisora's perspective, giving Paul a ranking based on fame or marketability rather than merit would be a disservice to every fighter who's shed blood, sweat, and tears to climb the ladder the hard way.
WBC have said they're going to give a cruiserweight ranking to the winner of this fight. Do you think they deserve one?
No, I don't think so. I don't know why. It's hard enough for real athletes, for real boxers to gain those rankings, and then suddenly this Solomon Sousa decides to give double ranking because he's getting some greens in his, you know, in his back pocket. No, that is disgrace to boxing.
Stephen A. Smith recently highlighted just how significant the size and experience gap truly is between Jake Paul and Gervonta Davis. While Jake typically walks around weighing over 200 pounds, Davis remains a lightweight champion, making the physical disparity impossible to ignore for both fans and critics alike. Smith questioned whether promoting such uneven, high-profile matchups ultimately does more harm than good for boxing. He warned that turning these kinds of mismatched spectacles into mainstream attractions risks reducing the sport to pure entertainment and moving it further away from the essence of true competition.
At this particular moment in time. Now, I'll give Jake Paul credit for this. At least he's in the ring with a boxer. But 57 years old is 57 years old. And 57 years old and formally walking into a UFC fight as an audience member, as a patron with a cane, it's hard to me to believe a year later that you're going to be in any condition to really, really fight. I hope I'm wrong, but I don't know. And if you're Jake Paul, here's what I want to say to you. It's Mike Tyson, that's fine. It's a money fight, I get you, and you want to make money. But at some point in time, if you keep telling us that you're taking boxing seriously and you want to be recognized as a big-time boxer / fighter, you're going to have to fight somebody closer to your age, who is a contender at the very least in the sport and who lives with it every single day. Could you please get in the ring with somebody? Pretty please with sugar on.
Stephen A. Smith also weighed in strongly after the controversial majority draw between Gervonta Davis and Lamont Roachback in March. He pointed to Davis's remarkable track record and dismissed the idea that the criticism surrounding the outcome was justified. According to Smith, Davis displayed the composure and confidence of a true champion, refusing to be shaken by doubt or debate. His immediate acceptance of a rematch, Smith noted, reflected the mindset of a fighter who fully believes in his abilities and is determined to reassert his dominance at the sport's highest level.
Tay Davis might be every bit as box office as Maverick himself. As exciting, as electric, because this dude performs every time out, y'all. Wherever Davis goes, wherever he fights, fans justifiably follow. He's that special. And Davis is without a doubt one of the top 5 pound-for-pound fighters in the world right now. Don't you even doubt it.
Stephen A. Smith argued that for a proven world champion like Gervonta Davis to face such an inexperienced and lower-tier opponent could ultimately hurt his legacy. In Smith's view, this matchup sits far below Davis's level, which is why he didn't hold back, saying Tank should be ashamed of taking it. Smith also voiced his strong disapproval of the growing trend of mismatched exhibition fights, citing examples like Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson. He said Paul's involvement in such spectacles left him disappointed and even disgusted, insisting that if Jake Paul truly wants respect in the sport, he must start facing legitimate boxers in their prime, not retired athletes or fading stars.
Is a professional. At some point in time, I don't give a damn if it's a light heavyweight. Better be Bivol, a super middleweight, Canelo, Mexican Monster, David Benavidez, somebody that actually has a reputation. The time has come for Jake Paul to step into the ring with a cat who actually boxes for a living and give us that fight. I appreciate the fact of him promoting. I appreciate him having the cachet as a former YouTuber turned boxer. I like Jake Paul. I respect Jake Paul. I'm just saying, because I like him and because I respect him, I want to see him in the ring. And I don't want to hear, I know his numbers are better, but then he's going to say, I don't need Canelo. Canelo needs me. Well, wait a minute. It ain't just about